Now let's discuss emotional behavior disorders. Emotional and behavioral disorders, those children and youth that have this disorder may experience great difficulties in relating appropriately to their peers, siblings, teachers, parents, and other adults. Emotional disorder is a behavior problems frequently internal. They tend to have difficulties in expressing their emotions that they feel in everyday experiences. While behavior disorder is a condition in which the emotional behavioral responses of an individual significantly differ from their peers. Like we have the thing called norms, right? So most people do what the norm is. However, those children and youth that have EBD or emotional and behavioral disorders tend to do things differently from what the norms is. Also, there are several terms developed to describe individuals with EBD, such as emotionally disturbed, conduct disordered, behavior disordered, and socially maladjusted. Now let's move forward to Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. In IDEA, emotional disturbance was defined as a condition exhibiting one or more characteristics over a long period of time and affects educational performance. These characteristics are: one, an inability to build or maintain satisfactory interpersonal relationship with their peers and or their teachers. Number two is an inability to learn. Number three, a consistent or chronic inappropriate type of behavior or feelings under normal conditions. Number four is a displayed pervasive mood or unhappiness or depression. Number five, a displayed tendency to develop physical symptoms, pain, or unreasonable fears associated with personal or school problems. However, these terms does not include children who are socially maladjusted, not unless they are said to be seriously emotionally disturbed. While some students who have EBD are really hard to notice because some of them performs well in academic, so it seems very normal. Also, this idea was criticized for lack of clarity, incompleteness, and for its exclusion to those individuals who are described to be socially maladjusted. Now let's go to identifying normal behavior. The context which behavior occurs also dramatically influence our view of their appropriateness. Like we have a different range of tolerance, right? What are normal for other people may abnormal for others. So what seems okay to me, the behavior that I accept might not be accepted by the other people. Also, there are factors that influence the behavior that children and youth show or hide. One of them are parents and teachers' disciplines approaches. So, because if the children or youth thinks that they will be scolded for a certain behavior, they will tend to hide that one. And if they think that they will receive praises by doing that kind of behavior, then they will display it or they will show it more. Second is school and home environment, social and cultural values of family, social and economic condition of the community, expectation and responses of peers and siblings, and biological, intellectual, and social emotional temperament of the individuals. And now for prevalence, based on research in United States, less than 1% of children and youth from 3 to 21 years old have been identified to be exhibiting EBD. And sadly, one of the reasons why it is only less than 1% is because it is really hard to find the people who have EBD Also, in young African American males, they exceed the expected percentage in the general population. And for the characteristics, the intelligence, children and youth with EBD tend to have average to below average IQs compared with their peers. And for academic achievement, difficulties to catch up and deficits to academic subject areas. Because as we have said just now, they tend to have below average or average IQs. And that results to dropout rates from 50 to 70%. And for social and adaptive behavior, children and youth with EBD are difficult to teach or to parent. Why? Because they tend, most of them tend to be aggressive and tend to defy what the rules of the adults are. Also, other children and youth with EBD may struggle with mood disorders such as depression and bipolar disorder. Many students with EBD draw attention because of their behavior. Because as we have mentioned earlier, they tend to do things differently from their peers, right? So they don't do what the norms is. That is why people they attract attention from other people. And for the causation, a lot of factors may contribute to emergence of EBD, such as economic stress, involvement of caregivers with drugs and alcohol, child abuse and neglect, malnutrition, dysfunctional family environments, family discord, and inept parenting. Last on our list will be the assessment, consisting of screening, pre-referral, and referral. The first step will be screening, which is designed to identify children and youth who may or may not have EBD. With free referral, once these children and youth with EBD are identified, they will undergo pre-referral interventions guided by teachers or support personnel. And for the referral, if after those intervention, if the children is still unresponsive, then there will be a time that there is a referral that would be made for further observations and testing. That's all. Thank you so much for listening.